So you watched Oppenheimer. It won 7 Academy Awards, and you didn't like it, Duggan?
I mean, it's not like I didn't like it. It's just I don't see. See, this is what trips me up about the fucking awards. I go and I've seen thousands of movies. I don't know who decides on these awards, but I consider myself a pretty good movie critic. Any kind of movie I recommend usually is pretty good for the person I'm recommending it to. I usually don't recommend shit that I like because I have a weird, dry, like Sunday morning. You know, you guys, I watch the weirdest movies on Sunday mornings just because that's like the thing I do. But like, I don't see how it won all of his awards. Like, yes, yeah, maybe Cillian Murphy because it's Cillian Murphy and he's good. But I think that kind of got won on reputation. And Robert Downey Jr. Are you fucking kidding me? How did he win an award? He wasn't even like anything. He was just like a dude, and like that was it. If it was based on the story, I guess. But I mean, I don't know. Like the story was good. I'm glad I didn't go pay money for it. But
I thought it was very good. At least the first half was. I actually thought the second half, but it wasn't that great. It's like as soon as they dropped the bomb, I was kind of like, oh, like I don't know the test bomb. I was like,
I was expecting more from that.
Yeah, but
like they felt that from like far fucking away, and like I wanted to see like people like I guess they were saying there was something about. Oh, I was watching a documentary on Netflix about the Cold War. It just came out. And they were talking about the testing site, like where Los Alamos was. There's like a fucking campground, like not even lying, like 10 miles away, like next to it, and like. All these girls were like sleeping and like the fucking bomb goes off. They'll get like knocked off their bunk beds and shit. Like, what the fuck is going on? They didn't tell anybody that they were doing this. It just like happened.
Well, that's the movie. That's the movie you need.
They didn't realize how bad those fucking things were just in general because they would go in and set those things off in Nevada and have troops walk towards the blast afterwards, not realizing they're getting dosed with radiation. Just absolutely
and then the acid rain and shit, all that.
Yeah.
Oh.
The amount of people that died from the testing sites, from the actual soldiers that died from walking in, fucking ridiculous.
Dude, that's like the premise of The Hills Have Eyes, isn't it?
Oh, exactly, bro. The Japanese girls were saying that when the bomb went off, they see the flash and everything happens, whatever, and it starts snowing. So they're catching this snow, and they're like, "Wow, the snow's like warm. It's so crazy." So like people are like touching it like on their skin, Jesus and they're like playing in the snow, and they're not realizing. Yeah, they're doing all that. They're not realizing what it is, and they're just all dying. It's crazy.
It's fucked up.
The impact of the bombs, not one but two, and like it's nuts.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking crazy. But so here is my counterpoint to the Robert Downey Jr. thing. I watched it with Sarah, and we're watching it, and she's like, she literally says to me. Because he is we're watching it, I was like, Robert Downey Jr. is doing really good in this movie, and she goes, "Is that Robert Downey Jr.?" She had no idea. Wow. So I don't take that for what you will. She did not know it was him, so he was doing a good enough job and looked enough not like himself that she had no idea it was Robert Downey Jr. So. Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. I've always thought these award shows are smoke and mirrors. I thought they just paid. They literally just paid the
Academy
or whatever it is, right? The Academy, right? And they just paid for it, and they sit there and go, "Hey, you paid the most money, you get the award," right? That's the way I've always thought it, and that's the way I always have. So.
Yep. They do that. They do that, but they
that's atrocious.
No, I don't mean that. I mean like you have to pay to. I don't remember what the amount of money is, but I know that you have to pay to run it as to submit it as for the Academy or whatever.
That's atrocious.
I don't know how much it is, but they do that.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Hang on. Be part of my club. You have to go ahead and pay me.
But yeah. So. Just going down the list here, like Cillian Murphy won for Best Actor. Chris Nolan won for Best. Obviously, it won Best Picture. Emma Stone in our other private chat there, Duncan. That's the movie that Scott just watched, Poor Things or whatever.
Poor Things.
Such
Best Actress. Yeah, she looks like a fish who became a human.
She was hot.
Chris Nolan won Best Director, which again, he really didn't have much competition there. Robert Downey Jr. Best Supporting Actor. Oppenheimer got Best Score, and then here's the next ones that I care about. We got American Fiction, which I just started watching last week. I didn't get to finish it for Best Adapted Screenplay. That is a great comedy. Duggan, have you seen that?
What's that on?
I bought it on Amazon, but
okay.
But American Fiction, it's wicked funny. It's about this writer. It's Jeffrey Wright, who is Commissioner Gordon in the Batman, right? He's this writer, and he's got all these like highly touted books, but nobody buys them. Like they're never like bestsellers or anything. Yep. And then he goes to this news con. It's set in Massachusetts, which is funny, but like he goes to this conference and he's like, where all these people are like interviewing him or whatever. And there's only like 8 people in the audience. And then he's like, where is everybody? Nobody's here. And like, oh, they're over in the next hall, like with this other reader. So he goes into this other hall, and this lady has this like book about it says, I think it's called like We Is the Ghetto. Like something like that, and it's just trash novel, and everybody loves it. It's like, you spoke to me, and he's listening to her like read this fucking book, and he's like, this book sucks. Like, how is this thing? And then he has all this tragedy shit happen in his life, so he decides to write a shit book like that, and it becomes like this big, huge book, and like, oh, it's really funny, dark comedy, but real funny.
Isn't that like the preview? He's talking to the guy who is in Grey's Anatomy, and he's drinking the shot. He's like, oh, I have like a flight at like 8 a.m. And he looked at him when he's like, what? I'm not driving, or he's like, I'm not flying. Right? That's the commercial.
I don't know if that's I don't think I got to that part of it yet, but it's really funny. It's really funny, and like I said, there's a lot of like private tragedy and shit that happens in his life that like that lends to the emotional aspect in it. But the comedy's there. It's really funny, and it's like he goes to like a Barnes and Noble. He goes to like a Barnes and Noble, and he's looking for his books, and like he finds them under like African studies, and he's like, "What the fuck?" God. He's like, "These aren't African studies. Like these are fiction." So he takes them. And the kid sees him taking these books. He's like, "Sir, where are you going with all those books?" He goes, "I'm putting them somewhere else." He's like, "They don't belong in this section." Like,
oh my god,
it's really good. It's really good. It's very funny.
The few clips that I've seen of it so far from Kevin, I was dying laughing.
Oh, it's really good. It's really good. But yeah, so that one where'd that go? That one Best Adapted Screenplay. And then Godzilla -1. Hell that one. Best Visual Effects, and that was made for $15 million, which is like fucking incredible that a movie made for $15 million won best visual effects. Like that's crazy.
I mean, 78 years, over 40 films. I mean, they had to go and hit gold.
one Godzilla movie had to be good.
One. We're sure as fuck was going to be the Matthew Broderick one.
Oh god, I hate the Matthew Broderick one. But yeah, so yeah, but is there anything on this list that Barbie won for best song? Barbie is where is that? I have it. I had it somewhere. I must not have uploaded it. Is it on this list?
Is that the Dua Lipa one or the Billie Eilish one?
The Billie Eilish one.
Oh, I seen it. Go back. It's on there.
Oh, I missed it. I must have not been able to see it.
What was it made?
Oh yeah, right there.
Right there.
What was I made for? Best original song. So, should have been "I'm Just Ken." That was the better song, in my opinion.
Oh, I sing that all the time.
Did you like the Barbie movie, Duggan?
Yeah, I love the movie. I cried at the end.
You cried?
Oh yeah, fucked me up.
What part made you cry?
Like the ending when she was talking to like the lady from Cheers.
Oh yeah, that part was emotional, but like I didn't know
what I forget what it was. Something that triggered me. I was just like, because I looked over my wife and I'm like, damn, I never realized how hard you guys really have it. Like I know like women have it hard, but it's like so everything you guys go through, like it really made me be like, damn. Well, like it made me feel horrible. I think that's why I cried. I was like, oh my god, I'm such a piece of shit.
You know what, Duggan? I think that's good though. I feel like if Greta Gerwig, I feel like if she heard you say that, she'd be like, yeah, and that's why I made it. And now I feel I'm glad you've come around.
Yeah, thank you. I'm now a feminist. She's changed me.
Oh man. Hey guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you like what you saw here, make sure you're subscribed. We're trying to grow this channel and every single subscription helps. You know what else helps? Clicking that like button.
click that notification bell. That way every single time that we drop a new bit of content, you get notified about it. If you like these conversations and you want to see the full unedited versions of them, make sure you go over and check out the Random Things podcast. We go live every Thursday night and it gets crazy. We'll probably get canceled before we get too big.